freezing cold. Hello ladies and welcome back to my channel. This is episode 11 of my transition to menopause diary, and I'll come with updates as always. You might have noticed that I am very vivid, and you might have noticed that I am a bit cheery today, and I think I have reasons to be. So let me go over the things we spoke last time so I can bring you the updates about that. I completely stopped with the supplements because they were not the right choice for me, and I'm feeling much better, and it seems that I have reached a point of stability, which is amazing because, as you know, perimenopause or the transition to menopause is a chaos zone. It's a chaotic time in a woman's life, and having some sense of stability is so reassuring. It brings so much peace and comfort to know that I'm feeling well today, and I will be feeling well tomorrow, and a week after I will still be feeling well. Because the thing about perimenopause I find is that I was living day by day and trying to survive those days, and now it seems to me that I am more able to be bold and to try things like planning, which was impossible before. But I'm very resistant to that because I have many reasons to be. Like, although the replacement of the hormones, testosterone and progesterone, that I've been doing, they are really, really helpful, and I feel so much better. I feel a little more energy. I am not anxious at all. I am sleeping better for weeks now, and the libido, it's good too, and all things are good, all is well. However, it seems to me that in regards to my cognitions, that is still a work in process. And for the perimenopausal brain, we have many different features from the woman under 35, which means that I am still getting to know myself, this new person. I am still going through the transition, and that will make challenging in a few areas of my life, such as the cognitions. Because the thing is, I found that because the stress are under control, all the stressors are under control, my memory is working best, but my motivation and my energy to do things are not in the same box. So I need to figure that out. The supplements were not a good option for me, and then I decided to go and to learn about fasting. And I've finished the book Fast Like a Girl by Dr. Mindy Pels, and it's a wonderful book. She's a scientist, yeah. So for me, nutrition is a rocket science. It's very complicated. It's very complicated and complex, and I don't quite enjoy learning about nutrition. So for me, it's just it's a burden. But I tried my best to understand the book and to get from the book to extract what was the best thing for me. I apologize for the truck passing by. This is real life. Oh, truck is gone. Now, Fast Like a Girl. Like I said, it's very complex. Nutrition is very complicated to me. I rather study a lot about the human brain and the woman's brain, female brain, but not nutrition. It's not my area of interest at all. But this is one of the pillars to get well. in this stage of life. You cannot get away with poor nutrition anymore at this point of your life. If you are a woman like me, 35 onwards, around your 40s, nutrition, baby. You can't get away with it anymore. And not to listen to your body right now, the demands of it, like I said in other videos, it seems to me like a full-time job, managing my health at this stage, at this season. But it seems to me that it's even worse when we don't listen to life's calling. Because if I don't listen to what my body needs now, and to give like willingly what it needs, that is managing my health, minding my sleep, minding my diet, exercise, stress reduction, setting up boundaries, taking it easier, and knowing when to take harder. If I don't do this now, I will have all the results, all the outcomes in the future. And that will be something like diabetes, osteoporosis, dementia, cardiovascular diseases, and so on. So I rather be a good girl and listen to what my life is asking from me at this moment. And this is the whole reason for me to be recording this personal experience with you all, because it's nice to listen to someone real talking about something real online, something palpable, something you can relate to. All the work I do is from my own house, and I wear my regular clothes, and I advocate for reality in social media platforms. So this is one of my values, my core values is the truth. I'm trying to be as truthful as possible to you and me here. So I tend to overdo, right? Sorry about that. Coming back to the fast. Okay, what I got from that book that is very valuable to me is that Fast Like a Girl is about the science behind fasting. She explains 6 different fasting, I think, and their purposes and their benefits and all of that. And each one of them are different for different purposes. So, and she explains a lot about microbiome and the health of your gut and insulin resistance and all of that. So what I got that was really helpful to me, and it opened my mind in several different other ways, was that to fast like a girl, what you have to do is to follow your cycle in the way you fast. An example is we have 4 different phases in our cycle. We have ovulation, we have menstruation. Let me start again in order. We have menstruation, we have ovulation. Oh my God, let me start again. We have menstruation, we have the follicular phase, we have the ovulation, we have the luteal phase. So we have all 4 different stages within our 28, 26, 25, depends on the person, cycle. And if you're perimenopausal, that can go 45, 28, and who knows, right? But this is why I recommend you downloading an app to track your cycles, because it's going to give you the average. So you don't have to worry much about this fluctuation in your periods anymore. You can work with average for sure. So Fast Like a Girl is about fasting in the best way to respond to your cycle's demand. And like if you're ovulating, you're going to be fasting in a certain way. If you have your period, like if you have your menstruation going on, you're going to fast in this way. If you're in the luteal phase, you might not fast at all. So, and if you are in the follicular phase, you can fast longer and stronger and go harder. That has blown my mind, because if we think about it, everything I've learned from the beginning of the journey to this point in time with the diaries was like understanding myself and my cycles is critical, essential, fundamental for me to look after myself better. I was not educated to know that at all. And for the Fast Like a Girl, let me just close this. I will try now to implement a fasting lifestyle, which means it's a long-term journey, learning, trial and error, to implement this in my daily life. And I have to think of my family dynamics, the food we have at home, how important to me it is to have meals with my family or not, and what is the best time for me to do my fasting. So that is that, and I will do that. That's it. And I will follow the cycle, my cycle, because I will be following myself, and I will be following my own body and my own strength and weaknesses in a very, it's the best way to have a treatment tailored for oneself as a woman. It's like, oh my God, I've been blown away. So like, even for my trainings, workout trainings and such, that also blown my mind, because let me reframe this. Following my cycle can also encompass my workout routines. And there is a wealth of people researching about workout and women. There is this amazing physiologist. Her name is Dr. Stacy something. I'll put up her name here for you. She's amazing. She demystifies so many myths about workout trainings for women versus men, and nutrition for women versus men. And like, she was the first doctor to say, okay, women are not small men. And from her work, a lot of other professionals had their mind opened, and their veils over their eyes have torn apart. We don't have much research about women's health. And that only started like 1993 or something to become a reality. So we cannot blame our physicians because they didn't have the data, as I told you before. That is not to say that I don't feel frustrated to have taken so long to find the help I needed. But now we can have different perspective. Now we can have a lot of information and to see women's health in a different lens. And all starts by learning yourself, your cycle, how you work better, what phase of your cycle are at, and to make choices based on the cycles, on the phases you are, because we'll understand ourselves better. We'll acknowledge and validate everything we feel and everything we know to be truth. And when we impersonate this truth deep down inside, we're gonna be set free, and no one will ever tell you you complain too much about your health, you're too lazy, you're too emotional, you're too slow. Because once we understand what hormones does to our brain from the very beginning, like in the womb, you have a woman's brain. If you don't have the surge of testosterone by week 8, you're gonna be a female. And from your 6 months old to your 2 years old, you're gonna have this flood of estrogen. Estrogen is the women's hormone, and it is responsible for so many things in our body, in all of our organs, in our brains. It's outstanding. It is truly outstanding. So this is the truth that is so undeniable that will change everyone's minds. about how women behave, how women feel, what women need. And I'm just so passionate about this because now that I'm feeling well enough, it comes and goes, right? But I am well enough. I'm still managing my life, and as I'm not anxious anymore, there is so much light in my life right now that I can't complain about anything else, really. But it set me to this journey to figure it out myself through the lens of my cycles, of my periods, of my menstruation cycles, of my reproductive hormones, and to understand truly what that means to me and to take advantage of it as best as I can. So, wow, I have so much to talk about that I'm thinking of having a podcast, hosting a podcast, because it's so much to talk about. And yeah, I'll probably have to launch a podcast because, it's like something have happened inside of me, and I am now like, it's unbelievable, really. Once you understand the reality within, it's like mind-boggling, to say the least. So my symptoms are fine, and for the last episode of this whole journey, that will be the 12th one, I'm gonna go over all the symptoms and tell you what I feel by then. It's not today though. This is the second final one. So I still have this lower back pain every now and then. My physician said it might not be connected to the menopause transition, but I doubt it. And I found that she's quite limited. She only talks about hormones, period. What about the other nuances of this transition? A woman cannot be well only having her hormones fixed. I don't know. She could not talk about. It seems to me that I knew more of the new research than she did, and that's okay. She helped me a lot, and I'm very, very grateful for that. What else? I think I told you this before, but the resilience for stress have gone astray. I feel like in order to survive, I need to manage the stress around my life. That is relationship, work, raising my children, taking up problems, choosing what to do and not to do, commitments, social life, big projects. And also, as I know myself a little bit better now, I might know in the future when to take up a big thing to do, when to socialize, and information about my period provides me with the best choices for that. That's lovely. That's wonderful. It's like, I'm so excited. What else? I think that's it. I already talked too much. But this is the second final one. Can I say that? Penúltimo. I find that things will not change a lot from now on. And it's gonna be boring for you to be watching me blabbering about my own journey with no benefit to you, I suppose. Because I have given you a lot of information, recommended books, resources to self-check. And I have encouraged you to educate yourself around menopause transition. And I strongly, strongly recommend you must educate yourself around menopause transition. There are few doctors out there dedicated to that. Dr. Mary Claire Haver, Dr. Mindy Bells, Dr. Stacy something, I forgot her name. There is this amazing Australian doctor that I forgot her name. I think it's Dr. Cyril. I don't know. All the names are here, as you can see. Find them. There is, resources throughout the Australasia Menopause Society, American Menopause Society, Brazilian Menopause Society. So dive in, get curious. Don't agree with what other people say about you. You know better about yourself. You're your own expert. You know better what's happening in your body. Don't take no as an answer. Find someone to listen to you, but come with resources. Come armed. Put on the armor of God and go to battle. You need to fight for yourself at this age, because if you don't, life is gonna take you down in a few years, and you're not gonna like it. You might end up in a nursing home because you're too fragile in your bones, or you got dementia, or your heart is too weak. I approach this learning as if my life depends on it, and it does. And this is a way for me to prevent nursing home and having full autonomous life in the future, to run with my grandbabies and to be there for my children when they need me, and not to become a concern to my family and a burden to them in the future. I'm doing this for them as well as for myself. So this is it today. Share the episodes. Share. Don't be selfish. Share with your girlfriends. Share the good news of the gospel. Sharing is caring. And I feel so well. And I am in my follicular phase. In Dr. Mindy's book, she calls this the power phase. So I feel fantastic. But I also know that's going to change. And that releases us from the control. There is such a freedom and such a beauty of discovering who we truly are as a woman. I wish you all the best. My dames, my ladies, I believe in all of you. And thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Share. Sharing is caring. Subscribe to this very channel. And maybe a podcast will be born from this passion I'm feeling about women's health, mental health. All right. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Ciao.